Hi guys, well this is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com and Mr. GTV, and I've got with me Jayne, Drew in the Midlands. Is that correct, Jayne? Hello.
Right, yeah, just by Dudley, I am, yeah.
I know Dudley very well actually. When I used to work for the AA many years ago, we had a relay depot in Dudley, Junction 5.
Oh, I know, yes, definitely. I am a Brummie though, I am a Brummie. I'm from Birmingham originally, but
Yeah.
I've moved to the Black Country, which is nice.
Are you happy there?
Yeah, it's lovely, friendly people. Accents are very different, but you know, you get used to it.
I think I've moved about so much. I've not lost my Manchester accent.
Nah,
I've lived in Wales for 30 years and I'm in Thailand now, and I still sound like a Manc.
Yeah,
and I'm very proud of it as well.
Good. I know.
Thanks for allowing me to talk to you this afternoon. We've had a few Wi-Fi issues because I'm in Thailand, you're in Birmingham, and fortunately your son's been very kind. He's got off the internet at your end and allowed you to have all the bandwidth.
Well, exactly, yes, bless him. So let's hope we don't have any issues now.
I think we'll be fine. One of the things that I wanted to do on Mr. GTV is talk to people that are doing all sorts of interesting things in different parts of the country. It's not all about me. There's lots of people at the moment who are in need of support, and you've just started a spiritual group, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. It's we're on week 14 of a spiritual group. Yeah, we started it up about June. Myself and Kathy Holloway. Yeah.
Now I know Kathy Holloway quite well. She's been in my Mike Body Spirit group for nearly a year now. We've never met because I've not been able to get back to the UK since COVID restrictions, but I'm hoping to get together with everybody when I come home. But she's a lovely lady. How did you know Kathy?
So I've known Kathy for 10 years. I used to go to Kathy for readings, and so I've known her about 10 years, and actually we became sort of friends as well. And she used to say to me, you know, develop this, and I'd do it for a bit and then I wouldn't. But we got back in touch because I'd put an advert out to do a spiritual event with crystals and a talk. And she said, can I come along? And I said, oh my God, I'd be honoured if you came along. And then from that, it's like, should we do some circles? Should we do? And it's just developed and grown amazingly. Honestly, it's every week it is so empowering, and the difference it's making to people, and they're going on to do their own spiritual practices. So something was calling me to do something, because I know I was looking for it for myself as well. And it's okay on the internet, but nothing beats face to face. Now we can all be together, does it?
No, exactly. So is Kathy local to you?
Yeah, she's about 10 minutes away from me.
And do these people actually physically turn up and to a venue or
to a venue? Yeah, we use my friend's salon for ages, but we've just moved to this pub at the back room of a pub, so people travel from all over, to all over Birmingham and from the Black Country, and we meet up on a Monday at 6 o'clock, and it goes on for, it used to be 2 hours, we're going into like 3-4 hours now, but the energy after it keeps you going for the week.
So what do you actually do at a spiritual circle? I mean, I sort of know, but I don't know what you specifically do. But you're talking to people who are watching who've got no idea. So what goes on?
So every week we do a printout of some kind, and that's what we talk about. So we might talk about spirit guides. So I know when a lot of the ladies do meditation, I might say I've had a Chinese spirit guide or a American Indian. So we tell them about what they mean. So American Indians can mean they've come for energy and healing. Chinese guides are for wisdom. So we go through stuff like that, or we might go through different tools that you can use, tarot, pendulum. So we talk about that. We talk about crystals. So it's we have a talk, and then what we do is we pull a card, and Kathy gives everybody a message, and then we do like a meditation, and then the people in the group. There's about 12 that come every week. You know, if a message comes up for them, for somebody else, that they share what they've found. So it varies. It's just developing every week. You know what, Kathy and I have said, it's just sort of so easy, and it's just developed because we're all aligned, and it is amazing, honestly.
How many people are you getting, Jayne?
So we've got in the group about 30 people on the chat, and some can come once a month, but we're having regulars of about 12. But we haven't advertised it really, and now we've moved venues. I think it's going to grow even bigger.
And it's very needed at the moment, isn't it, with what's going on in the world?
I think it is. I think, you know, we've got one lady in the group, and she says this has saved my life, because, you know, I thought I was going mad with things and the way I am around people with different energies, and she says I just love it. And yeah, I felt myself I needed something. You know, during lockdown I thought, you know, there's more purpose to my life. I was teaching English, but I should be doing something. So yeah, I'm so pleased that we started it up, and I can see it getting bigger and better. And also I can see us doing events, because I know a lot of people want to learn more about tarot, like you when you do your talks about it. You know, people are becoming more spiritual, I think, because it's more accepted than it's ever been.
Well, they call what's going on in, I mean, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I'm going to be very careful what we say on this particular this video, because we can get deplatformed, as you know, and I was last year for just saying some very innocent things.
Yes.
But I don't think we're sort of going to break the internet by saying that there's this so-called Great Reset going on.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows what that is. But I would say that at the moment, what's more powerful is a Great Awakening.
Yeah.
And people are spending a lot of time on their own, like you say, lockdown, and they've never had so much time to think and to consider what's important in life.
That's right.
And to have conversations and to maybe listen to that voice in their head. And if they tune into spirit and they go to your circle or something that I do, we're giving them a doorway into that world, that when you're so busy with your life and you're not locked down, you're involved in stuff that isn't really important, but you're just on this hamster wheel. And these lockdowns has took everybody off the hamster wheel, and we've got time to think about what's important.
Absolutely. And for me, I mean, my whole life style has changed. I was more present, and I was able to cook healthy food because I wasn't rushing out to work. I was working from home. I was able to meditate in the day. So, it allowed me to get daily practices that life got in the way, and I didn't do them. And I just thought, you know what? This is what I want. This is what's been missing, actually doing this every day. And I liked it. It was even just going for a walk instead of being stuck in a college all day. It was just like, oh my God, the best medicine.
So you were teaching English in a college, were you? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I taught adults English for lots of adults that needed an English qualification to further on in work or to go to uni, and English as a second language. And during lockdown, I was teaching it on Zoom, and it was really difficult because for data protection, I couldn't see their faces. They could only see me. So I didn't know if learning was taking place. So, yeah, it was a hard time. But they all passed, thank God, because I've produced some packs and that for them. But yeah, I've left now. I 3 months ago, I thought I'm not going back. Yeah, I'm not going back in September. I was scared because I thought the fear of money, but actually I just thought, no, I know I'm going to be okay, and I need to leave there because it doesn't align with what I want to do. So
it's very, very brave of you, that.
Yeah, best thing ever.
You took a massive leap of faith there, haven't you? Well done.
Yeah, I did. And you know what? I whilst I was in lockdown, I did a Tony Robbins week course, and I do love him. I think he's amazing, and he was on about facing the fear and just give you more than you get, and it just resonated so much. I thought, yeah. So I plodded on for a bit, but I thought, come September, I'm not going to go back, and it has been the best choice. Best choice.
Well done, well done, well done. So as a lady yourself, can I ask you, what have you got around you in your own personal life? Are you married? Are you single? I don't know.
I've been married twice, and I've been single for 2 years. And actually, I think I've always looked for people, places, and things to make me happy. And actually, it was having a relationship with myself. To be fair, I think we can easily let outside distractions stop us from doing what's really right for us. So actually, it's been a massive learning curve for me the last few years, being single. Even my kids say, God, you're so much happier, but it's not because I'm single, it's because I have time to really get to know me, I think. So,
it's about you, isn't it? I agree.
Yeah.
That's really good. So when did you start to get interested in spiritual things and metaphysics? And
I always say, yeah, Kathy laughs at me because I say to her, I've been in and out the spiritual closet for years. And as I say, when I was younger, as a young girl, I used to think when I was asleep, that was my real life. And then when I was awake, it wasn't real. So I've always had that. And I've always seen things and said stuff and it happens, or had a dream and things. But I'm not blaming anybody, but I wasn't encouraged to develop it. You're seen as a bit of a weirdo. So I've been doing that all my life, but I think for the last 20 years, it's been something that I've sort of developed, and yeah, it's I've always had it really, but as I say, I wasn't encouraged. So I've been doing tarot probably for about 20 years, and actually, I say it found me. I didn't find it. I did a chakra healing course out in lockdown, and it's just something that I absolutely love. It's looking at your energy centers, and that's something that I love doing now and practicing, and hopefully I'll be doing a Reiki course. But I just love energy work.
It's what we are, isn't it? And when you understand your energy system, you create a new relationship with yourself, because the world sort of gives you all this stuff to distract you from what's really important. And like you say, the lockdown and maybe even your time alone and looking at your life again. For me, it was a spine injury that forced me to get out off the hamster wheel, if you like.
Yeah. Amazing.
Quite often it is a disaster.
I know. I hear that. I mean, they say what made you, your awakening, but it was lockdown. I read a book as well, The 4 Agreements. Have you read it?
I haven't, no.
You haven't, and that resonated. But I just think it was divine timing. It was the right time for me. So lockdown. Although I didn't see my parents for a year and a half, we couldn't go and visit them because they were both at risk. For me, it's been amazing because it like you say, it gives you a chance to be present. It gives you a chance to enjoy the little things, and actually I've been conditioned to think you've got to be in the rat race, you've got to get this money, you've got to do all that, and actually I've changed completely now and I'm a lot happier.
How does you've got dependents, you've got children, so how are they with your transformation? If
yes, my kids they love it. I'll tell you what's been awkward is my dad.
Okay.
My mum is for it, but my dad's like, no, it's BS, it's rubbish. And I says, you don't know though, Dad. But actually, I'm not going to change his attitude. I've changed the way I react to him, and actually he says stuff now and I go, ooh, that's good. But that's he's old fashioned, you know what I mean? But at first, it's hard when you trying to be authentic, but then you're around people that think it's total, you know what I mean? And you're trying to.
I think my observation, he'll come round, people generally change for you, not because of you.
Yes.
If you force them because of you, they sort of resist.
Yeah.
But if you just let them take a peek and see the effects of what you're creating, they'll change for you, with you. And that's natural. Yeah. And I get a lot of that. As a man,
Yeah.
You know, that was my next question. How many men have you got involved? But I'll ask you that in a minute. But as a man, my mission is to wake men up, because most of my classes for many years were predominantly women, and most of my clients were 95% women. But that's changed this last decade, and I'm on a mission to wake men up. And I try and make my tarot and energy healing and consciousness stuff and everything, I try to make it very real, very tangible. I try and give it evidence. And I come at it left brain male, which women don't, and that's right. We need that yin and yang. But my mission is, if you like, to so that if a plumber hurt his back, he'd come for Reiki. You know, and if an accountant, you know, male or female, or a taxi driver, male or female, who's actually in a trade, if you like, you know, nuts and bolts job, you know, if they have a relationship issue, they'd consider hypnotherapy or having a tarot reading, where for many years ago it was just sort of witchy and woo, you know, and it is becoming more mainstream. And I think the more people that step into it who are real people, like you've worked, you know, you've worked in industry, you've been in education. I've worked in industry, and I've worked in a factory, you know, and the more people who come at it who are seen as being normal, you know, I mean, you don't have to wear Jesus sandals and burn joss sticks.
No, you don't. But
I do burn joss sticks, but I can also be suited and booted and walk into a boardroom or an office or a factory. And how many men do you have actually?
You are right there. Well, we've got one male, and he's my son-in-law. And he was like, I don't believe it. And then he had a reading with Kathy, and then I've done him some readings. But yeah, we've got one male at the minute. But I love that you're going to do that, because I believe. I mean, I do share it with friends and male friends I know, but they're just like, no, it's not. They never take me up on coming to have some healing. I don't know why, because I think if they did, they'd be.
One of the things I find is that men are, and I am, I want to have answers. I'm very direct.
Yes.
And I'm not scared of asking.
Yeah.
And the men that I've got in my Mind, Body, Spirit group ask good questions, awkward questions, which is great, because it means I know they're interested, and it challenges me. And I have a similar approach, but I understand that if I was asking that question where I was 25 years ago, a bit like your dad thinking it was all BS, I'd want to have a good answer. So I try and get those answers before I'm asked the questions, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm about.
Yeah, I understand that. I do. Yeah. I mean, I get a few males for tarot. I know Kathy has got a lot of men that come for tarot reading. But as for the energy healing, I do, and the circle, it's more females.
Yes. Yes. Well, my daughter's involved, Kat Garner, as you probably know. She's got a group called Connect with Kat and the Power Within. Yeah. And she's took over my Reiki lineage at the moment while I'm in Thailand. And a thing that I do that's called Power Hour. And she's got quite a few men in. And I think what's going on in the world, men are asking more questions, and men are spending more time with themselves. And I think there's a massive need for men. I would encourage you to, because there's a lot of male suicides.
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
There's a lot of young males who are desperate, and they don't feel that they can communicate. And it's a bit like veterans. You know, I work with soldiers off the street, and it's amazing. One of my best mates, actually, I met when I worked in Gutterslow with the British Army, who were stationed out there. Real tough guys, but when you have a one-to-one with them, they're very open to this, you know. They are very open to it, but it might not be cool to admit that in front of their battalion.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
Yeah. So, what you've mentioned tarot cards quite a lot. What deck do you use? What tarot deck did you use?
The Rider-Waite deck I use.
Oh, you used the traditional Rider-Waite. I learnt with that.
Did you?
And then I've gone into a variety of decks, really. I'm currently working with what's it, Psychic Empathic deck.
Okay.
and I've also got an Osho deck that I use. And I dip in and out, and I'm actually at the moment also looking at a law of attraction deck, but it takes a long time to work and get familiar with something before I go public with it.
I understand that. I mean, I've got angel cards, and actually we found an amazing, one of the ladies in the group found this amazing crystal hut, and I've bought a few chakra healing oracle cards and some of the healing cards, because I use those when I do my healing as well. But yeah, with the Rider-Waite deck, I just love it. I don't let anybody touch it. Kathy laughs because I'm like, nobody's touching my cards, but that's me. But it is good to learn and try your hands with other things though as well, isn't it? Because you know what, as I say, healing found me. I didn't find that, and it's something that I love working and learning about. And so you know what, you never know. You've just got to explore, haven't you? Explore.
Quite agree. So this circle that you're running, is that, you say it's a Monday night, is it? Yeah.
Monday night at 6 o'clock. It was started off about 2 hours long. Now it's going into like 4 hours. But I mean, the energy in there, and it just sets us up for the week. We're all so empowered. But what I like about the circle, and what not surprised, me and Kathy are really happy about, is the ladies within the group, that they're going on to do their own spiritual practices. So there's one lady that's learned a crystal healing course, which is amazing. Another girl, she started reading oracle cards. So, you know, it's development for them as well, which is amazing. That they might be saying, I've had cards for years, but I've never got them out. And now every day I pull myself a card and it sets me up for the day. Yeah.
And are you working every other week, every other day of the week, privately as well, other than this circle?
Yeah, so yeah, I've got, you know, I've finished working, but I'm busier than ever, and I said that to my mum today. So we're in the process of setting up a training company for my daughter. I want to teach some holistic practices, and she wants to teach some beauty stuff, so I'm doing that. But in the week I do spiritual counselling, and I do readings, and I might do some chakra healing. So that's gone back the last few weeks. Lots of people asking for readings, lots of people asking for healing.
I think people sort of understand healing and tarot, but I'm interested, and maybe other people might be, spiritual counselling. Explain.
Well, I'm halfway through the course, so obviously you bring a spiritual element into what you're counselling, because I've been to counselling, and this is very different. You're just looking at the person as an individual, and there's different practices that you can introduce for this person. So it might be Reiki, it might be chakra healing, it might be acupuncture. So you look at different practices that you think would suit this person. But as I say, don't ask me too much because I haven't finished the course yet, but it's really interesting. But the counselling I'm doing at the minute is for, I've got 2 people, and one's for anxiety. So I've done a lot of research on that and produced something for that girl. She comes every week. And another one, she's got relationship issues. So we're looking at, looking at your emotions and releasing them as you feel them instead of trapping them. So we're looking at that as well. But as I say, it's just developing every time I'm sort of doing something, and it's working.
Is it one-to-one or online, Jayne?
I just do one-to-one. I said that to Kathy. I don't know why I'm so scared with online and even doing this today. I was nervous because I was a teacher and I'd be doing classes and talks face to face, but online I don't know what the thing is with me. Maybe that's the next stage forward.
Well, you're doing extremely well here. I'm finding this very enjoyable. I'm sure people are loving it, listening to you. Yeah.
So
how do people connect to you, Jayne, if they're interested in your circle or they're interested in any of your other disciplines?
We need to make a company name up, really, but we're on Facebook, and I might just put a little ad out that way, and that's the way we've had people come, and also people I've done readings for, I mention it to, and a lot of people have come that way. But if they go onto my Facebook page, Jayne Drew, they can read all about the circle on there.
That's interesting. That's really good. That's really good. So in terms of where you're going now, you've got plenty going on. Have you got any sort of time frame for this, or how long will it take for you to complete your spiritual counselling course?
I've put myself. I do put time scales, and I do say I'm going to. I don't restrict myself to a time scale, but I want to get all this finished before Christmas.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to get that finished. You know what? I'm quite missing teaching. I'm quite excited about my daughter setting up her own training company, and I'm quite interested in teaching other people about chakras. That's something, but obviously you've got to get yourself accredited and stuff like that. But I'm quite excited about that. But who knows? I mean, it's just been mad this year where things have just developed. So yeah, I do have a little plan, but
go with the flow and take your guidance and everything. Yeah,
because you know what, me and Kathy have said this, I get overwhelmed when I've got lots on, and it's nice not work. I know I say I'm working on, but it's nice not to work and to actually have a day of self-care where you have that salt bath, or I don't do anything. I'm sort of enjoying it. And I had a conversation with my dad the other day, and he says, I wish I'd have retired earlier. And I know you've said this before, and it's right, isn't it? It's enjoying.
You're not here to work, and circumstances and injury forced my hand. I'm possibly doing more now than I ever did when I was in industry, but I'm loving it. It's this thing, doing what you love and loving what you do.
Yeah.
But when I moved to Thailand, I moved here to retreat and to get well and to set up the project here. Because of COVID, things were forced to change. And now I'm looking back, coming back to the UK, and we'll see each other face to face. I'll meet Kathy face to face, and everybody else, and we can all network. You know what I mean? But I mean, you're helping people, I'm helping people, we're helping each other. And there's so many people out there that want help and support, and they want to understand things that aren't explained in school. You're not taught metaphysics and spiritual stuff in school. In fact, it's hidden from you. And I think it's really brave to go into that industry when you had the safety of a secure job, because actually it was my injury that made me do it. And maybe had I not had the injury, I might have stuck with the security. So I think the universe, God or whatever, my angels were looking after me, gave me something that I thought was a curse, but it wasn't a curse, it was a kiss, because I feel great doing what I'm doing now. And I mean, I've been doing personal development for over 30 years, but it's only since I gave up industry that it's really took off. And I'm sure that you'll have that success as well.
That's my idea, because you know what, it was as if I was always taking a step back, because I was going to leave April, but like my boss was saying, come back. And because I had that fear of money, but then I think I'm not happy. I know what I've got to do. I know my path. So I definitely leave it. Well, also, that gets in the way. And I'm not saying you've got to leave a job to be able to be spiritual, but it was getting in the way of me progressing as well. I don't know if you can relate to that. But I
do. I mean, I've always been spiritual, and some of the lads I used to work with used to, enjoy taking the mickey out of me. But trust me, when we did night shifts and they weren't with everybody else in the team, they come. I'd be the go-to guy when they had an issue, when they had a problem. We'd have private conversations, and they've seen me grow as your ex-colleagues and family and father will see you grow, and they'll respect you for that. And I call, I think we're all spiritual warriors, and we need spiritual warriors at the moment, because there's a bit of a battle going on between dark and light forces, and I'm holding the light sword. I'm up for the fight, really. Because we need strong people who are committed to helping and serving humanity, because we're in a bit of a mess in the world at the moment. So what's your nugget of wisdom for people who might be struggling at the moment? When people come to see you, what are people looking for?
For me, I think for me, what's been the biggest thing for me the last few years is not taking things personally, taking self-responsibility and actually being authentic, because you know what? More people like me when I'm authentic and true to myself. And if they don't, we're not aligned, so that's fine. And actually, it's been hard because actually a lot of people have gone out of my life, but with this group, I've realigned with people that want exactly the same, and it's a nice feeling actually.
Creating a new tribe. Yeah,
it is. But yeah, I mean, the self-responsibility, not being a victim and blaming other people. I've looked at, well, why did I act that way? And like you've just said, when something bad or something happens, well, why has that happened? What's it showing me? I see it as a gift. So it's just, you know, thinking completely different, isn't it? And just being present more. And it's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is that it's been a delight talking to you. Anybody that's watching this, wherever you're watching this, I'm sure when I upload this that you're going to share this in your group, this interview. It's going to go on to Mr. GTV. It's going to go into Mike Body Spirit. It's going to go into all my platforms. So hopefully that'll do you a lot of good, because you're a lovely lady and you deserve every success.
Well, you do as well, Mark. I mean, all our ladies in the group are dying to meet you. They've all added, you know.
All right, thank you very much.
So,
no pressure then.
No pressure. But what's mad is, I know you do a Monday night thing, don't you, yourself? And it's funny because we haven't had a conversation, but what you're talking about, we're talking about the same in Birmingham. So that's, you know, we're on the same wavelengths.
Well, I hope very much yourself and Kathy as individuals and also as co-presenters will actually do a live in any one of my groups. And I very much like you to, maybe if you feel that you want to, you've seen me do group tarot, and I'm sure you're capable, and you'll give some wonderful insight. Yeah. Maybe we can get you on and we'll talk about this off cam and organise a live where people can hear your wisdom and hear spirit talking through you through your cards. Yeah. Because the group's not about me; it's about we.
Absolutely. You know? And that's great.
This is a man thing, but I always think like King Arthur and the Round Table, and he had a round table because he didn't want to sit at the head of the table. He wanted it to be a community, and that everybody can have a say. And although I host the group, or any groups that are run, or any circles, I want participation.
Yeah, you know,
I want sharing. I'm really happy to sit back and be the student and learn from other people, because nobody knows everything.
No, they don't. And I'm glad you say that, because obviously I have worked with people that say they're spiritual and they're not actually. It's more of it's all about them. And that's why I like our group, because Kathy and I, it is about everybody in that group. And that's what I like about watching yourself. You know, we get loads from the group anyway, because it fills me with energy for the week, you know, and you know.
Correct. Yeah. So listen, I'll say good night to you.
Thank you.
It's now 9:45 with me in Thailand. What time is it with you in the middle?
It's 4:45.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm glad the Wi-Fi stood up. We did have challenges, but we've overcome it. And your cat's been very well behaved. And thank you, son. Thank you, son, very much. What's your son's name?
Andrew.
Thank Andrew that he got off his device so that you could have all the Wi-Fi.
It's probably sulking somewhere.
Take care, and we'll speak again.
Thank you, Mike. Lovely to speak to you. Thank you. Bye.